Hey friend, I want to talk to you about a third anchor that will help you have peace in your storm, and that is to stop bailing water and send out an SOS signal. In Mark chapter 4, verse 37 and 38, the disciples are in a boat, and Jesus promises them that they will make it to the other side, and this unexpected storm pops up. Now Jesus is in the boat with them, but notice what happens to the boat. It says in verse 37, a great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat so that it was already filling. But he was in the stern asleep on a pillow, and they awoke him and said to him, Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? Because the wind was so turbulent and the waves were filling up the boat with water, they tried on their own power to keep the boat afloat and to save themselves. They turned the sail to try to catch a desirable wind and outrun the storm to no avail. They tried to even row the waves, but they strained and they struggled with no effect. They tried to bail out the water from the boat, but the water was coming in faster than they could bail. How quickly we can lose control. And storms teach us we are not in control of life. When they have exhausted all that they can do, they employed all of their skills to maintain everything under control. Have you ever felt like you were going nowhere? You've done everything that you can? You're bailing water, but the water is coming in faster than what you're bailing. You feel like you're drowning or you're sinking and you've lost control. The last effort that we do or they do is they turn to Jesus. Sometimes our troubles and afflictions cause us to turn to God. In Psalms 119:71, the psalmist said, "It was good for me to be afflicted so that I might learn your decrees. And before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I obey your word." God sometimes allows us to experience hardships and troubles in order to cause us to turn to God and draw us closer to His word. Just like the disciples in the midst of this storm. As noted before, Jesus was asleep. Sometimes it appears as if Jesus is asleep and unconcerned in the troubles in your life. But in actuality, He is waiting for you to wake Him up. So anchor into prayer. Stop bailing water and send out an SOS signal. So they woke up Jesus and cried out for help, and that situation turned around. When your boat is filling up with water, Jesus is just a flare away. When they cried out in prayer, rather than relying on their own skills, Jesus woke up. When we rely on ourselves, our skills, our knowledge, notice Jesus is still asleep. We give Him no option but to rest. We are frantic and Jesus is asleep, but when we wake Him up by crying out to Him, He begins to work and I can rest and sleep. While I'm frantically working, He's asleep, resting. When He is working, I am resting. Jesus is in the stern, waiting for you to call upon Him and let Him take over. When we try to fix things on our own, we won't find rest. Jesus comes, awake Him when we cry out. This unexpected storm serve as opportunities to cultivate prayer, and it's time to stop bailing water and send an SOS signal. Let prayer be an anchor in your storm. Hey, God bless.